This is your boy Leon D. We're going to talk about a lot of things on this podcast, primarily food. I like to talk about food a lot, but we're going to talk about food around the world. We're going to talk about some other things that's going to touch your heart or make you mad. It really don't matter, but I'm going to tell you what I'm going to tell you about it though. DJ Leon D. Peace. Let's get it on. This is your boy DJ Leon D. I'm back here to talk about a brand new Traeger grill smoker. It's a new model they got. And actually, I ran across it the other day at Ace and Home Depot, and I got lucky because the sales guy was he was there, and he was a Traeger guy. He was not a Home Depot. You know, those guys don't know shit about nothing. You know, if you want to find out about a Traeger grill and you want to learn a lot about them, someone who's really got experience with them, I would go to Ace Hardware because those guys who put them together, they're pretty knowledgeable because they don't sell every brand in the world. They sell primarily Traeger and Blackstone. You know, every now and then you may run across a Camp Chef or a Pit Boss. But Home Depot sell about 15 different types and 15 different models from all kind of manufacturers. I usually ask those guys questions, and hell, I might well just ask my 2-year-old son the same thing. Those guys know nothing about nothing. But let me tell you about the new model. And then I'm going to tell you about some Traeger models that I own. And this new model is almost comparable to one of them. The new model is called the Woodridge. Yep, the Woodridge. It's about $800. It's not really that that expensive. Actually, by my standards, it's fairly cheap. And it's got Wi-Fi technology on it and stuff. You know, I'm not sure how great it's gonna be, but I'm not sure why Traeger. Well, I know why Traeger did it. They came out with this model because about once a year Traeger comes out with a model that is something new, but not really an upgrade over something else that you may already have or you can already purchase. The one thing Traeger do not do on their webpage, they don't do a very good job of listing the old models that they no longer make, but they still sell covers and other stuff for the older models. But you also can get those from Amazon or wherever. And generally, I found you can get it from Amazon cheaper. But also, I can get a lot of Traeger stuff from Habitat for Humanity. The one in my area sells a lot of smokers, and not smokers themselves, but they sell a lot of accessories because people tend to buy a lot of accessories. Or if Traeger is no longer making a certain model, then, or their store is no longer selling it, they can go sell it to Habitat for Humanity or give it to them for a few bucks and get a tax write-off. Everybody does that. But the Woodridge is definitely interesting. Now, I have an Ironwood XL, an Ironwood 850, a Timberline XL. I have a Pro 34, and I have a 780. Those are the Traegers I have. So let me tell you, the Pro 780, it's not Wi-Fi. But let me tell you something though. I love all my Traegers. Some are more finicky than others. The top of the line Timberline XL and the Ironwood, I don't use the Wi-Fi on them because I don't leave my food unattended. That's just me. I don't leave it unattended. Because I had a friend, he bought a Masterbuilt and he put it on like 280 degrees or 290 degrees, and he had the top of the line Masterbuilt 850 or 800, one of those models, whichever one's the top of the line model, and he believed all the hype, set it, leave it, go to the store, go shopping, come back, and everything is fine. No, when he came back, the fire department was there on his deck that he had just built 2 weeks earlier for his smoker. And guess what? The deck was on fire because he had a grease fire. And his wife called the fire department because she didn't know what to do, which is, expected. Yeah, he burnt up a townhouse. Yes, he did. Or just a deck. But when you are a barbecueologist like myself, I'd rather the house burn up than my damn grill and my deck. Yeah, I probably get more use out of them than anything else. But back to the Traegers. I like Traegers. I'm a pro Traeger fan. I'm also a pro Camp Chef fan too. I like Camp Chef because you got a lot of grill space. On a Camp Chef, on a Camp Chef XL, you can get 2,500 square inches, which is a lot when you're doing a lot of chicken, and it's stacked. Now let me tell you about stacked. Vertical smokers have never really been my friend because you're going to get most of your heat at the bottom. No matter what anybody tell you, they can tell you. I'm an engineer. I know a lot about physics. And now people put in deflection plates and all kind of other stuff to disperse the heat equally. Heat is hottest at its source. Wherever this source is, where it's hottest. That's just how life works. The earth gets up to 140 degrees. Not a problem in some places. The source of the heat is the sun. The sun is a lot hotter than 140 degrees. The sun is hotter than you can imagine. So, what I was saying was, I love my Timberline. I love the Ironwood. The Ironwood, I got a Timberline 1300, which is now like the XL. But here's the thing. Like I said, sometimes the Ironwood and the Timberlines are finicky. You got to clean them quite a bit. You can't have a lot of meat hanging on the bottom of your grates and other stuff. No, they'll catch fire. Believe me, I got some videos earlier that, mine's caught fire. I have no clue why, because they were brand new. I had used them less than probably total cook time on both of them, maybe 20 to 30 hours. But I'm a big believer in cleaning your grills, your smokers all the time. I do it all the time. There are days that I don't have a lot going on, and I'll just take the cover off and just clean them to make sure. So when I'm ready to use them, I know I got pellets. I know I got a clean smoker. Two things I'm always going to have. And, I don't want them ever to, some people say, oh, I'm seasoning it. I'm letting all that build up. I don't cook the same meats on my smokers. I got one for steak. I got 3 for chicken, 2 for ribs. That's the sequence I cook things in. And when I cook fish, I use boards. I use boards. So it don't actually touch the grate. Or I use aluminum foil. One of the two. So that's kind of how my stack is right now. Now I'm going to add some new things to it because I saw one I really want. I want a Weber pellet. I'm gonna buy one this summer, and I'm gonna try it out. I generally buy one every year, a different smoker, and then I'll sell one as well. But the only one I would never sell, well, actually, some of them are so damn heavy. Moving them around from the backyard to my driveway is about a 200, 300 feet walk. Yeah, it's just a lot of work. And not only that, to my deck, I got 2 levels of stairs, which is not easy twisting and turning a big old beast like the Ironwood and the Timberline. But like I said, the Ironwood and Timberline sometimes can be kind of finicky. The one smoker I have by Traeger that always work. I bet my life on it. I know it's gonna fire up. I know it's not fancy. It's easy. It's always the Pro 780. Always. That's my beast. When I've had issues with other Traegers, they all get resolved eventually. I keep the 780 in the middle of all my Traegers. Because if I got to move meat around, it ain't very far. It's going to work. Now, do I get the temperature precise what I want it to be? I'm within 10 to 12 degrees, whatever. Close enough. And see, I'm the kind of person that I use probes. So if it's not getting where I want it to get to, I know what to do. I've been using Traegers for more than 20 years. Not a big deal. Traegers are they are a beast, and they're gonna last you. But the 780 is probably, I can tell you from experience, that's the best one they ever built. Never had an issue with the 780. I know it's always gonna work. Now, this Woodridge, the one that it reminds me of is the old Ironwood 885 or 850 rather. It reminds me of that. The amount of surface space is a little north of, I want to say, either around 800. Around 800. But it looks similar to it. It feels similar to it. And the Traeger's going to phase out some things, which they always do, which is nothing wrong with evolution. And it's got a lot in common with that. If, like I said, the dimensions are similar. If you took off an 850 badge or 885 badge, you would think that you're using an ironwood. Or remember the old Timberlines, the small ones? Yeah, this is like that. Which the Timberlines and the ironwood got so many cross-pollination that the small Timberlines is the same as the big ironwoods. It's no big deal there. You know. But so the whole point is they want you to start forgetting about the ironwood, except for the XL. Now, the XL is about 900 some inches, which is the XL is great. And I tell people, before you run out and buy these the brand new Traeger, you may be able to get a discount on an ironwood being sold by an ace in your area. And the ironwood is a major step up, because ironwood is going to cost you more than $1,000, and the Woodridge is going to cost you about $800. I don't see how the Woodridge is going to replace one of the most beloved Traegers on the market. That's the Pro 34. That's the Pro 34. You know, with the Wi-Fi. They look similar in a lot of ways. Of course, the Pro 34 gold would look very, very nice. You know, but it's something to think about, because I'm thinking about, I may not get a Woodridge just yet. I know I'm about the Weber. I want to see if Weber has made the advances in the pellet world like they did when they dominated the rest of the world for the electricity ones, or the ones that, the gas ones. You know, Weber did, they dominated gas ones, but the pellet world's a lot different because everybody's making them now. Traeger is going on name alone. That's why Traegers cost more, because you're paying a lot just for the name, because so many other manufacturers have caught up. You know, I look at Louisiana Louisiana Grills, and then you look at Camp Chef and some of the other ones. They're all owned by the same private equity firm. So Louisiana Grills is people look at that as just a step up from from some of the other grills, because they want to have the reputation of of Traeger, and because that reputation gets you a couple of extra bucks. You know, I got a couple of friends who tried Louisiana Grills, and they wasn't 100% thrilled with it. And I really wasn't on how to handle the temperature in cold weather. But, that's just me. You got to do what your pocketbook allow you to do. But the Traeger Woodridge, I would probably get that before I got Louisiana Grills. My thing is, the Woodridge is sold by Home Depot right now today. You know, the thing with Home Depot, and I said earlier, those guys don't know crap about smokers. Plus, Home Depot don't sell the top of the line Traegers. No, they sell the bottom of the line. You know, the Pro 22, the 22-inch small one, the one that you can really design for a 6-year-old, but who just got his first phone. But they don't sell top of the line ones. That's why I go to Ace a lot, because when I ask that guy about the Timberlines and the Ironwoods, I'm sitting right there in front of them while he's talking to me about them. Now, what Home Depot do, they'll sell, they can order those big ones for you. And speaking of that, I asked the guy one time, I said, hey, if you order it, what will it take for me to get it to my house? He said, a truck. Like, duh. I mean, I knew that part, but I don't want to use my truck. Ace delivers it for you free. Free. Did I tell you free? It was assembled, got delivered. All my grills, all my smokers from Ace is always come put together at no cost. I guess I'm within their free delivery zone. So my point is, this new Traeger, I'm going to wait a little bit because I'm trying to figure out, it's got a little more grilling space than the Pro 34 and the Pro 780. It's got a little more space on the grills for that. I do like the layout because the top grate is a nice size. It's a lot bigger than the Pro. I mean, it's a lot bigger than the grate on the 780, but the 780 bottom one is a little bigger. It's a little bigger. But it's about the same size as the 780 and the Pro 34, which really are the one and the same. You know, just that one's got Wi-Fi. Well, actually, nowadays they all got Wi-Fi. But one's got Wi-Fi and one doesn't. But if you buy the Woodridge, let me know. And that may convince me that it's worth buying. But I'm definitely buying the Weber. But right now, Ace and Home Depot have them. And I think Home Depot got a sale until the end of January. You know, they got a sale on. So that's something that you have to consider as well. But Home Depot sales are not really sales. Everything I see stays the same price the entire year. Unless it's one of those other type of, I don't want to call them smokers. That's giving them way too much credit. Those other little cheap grills they be selling, like, I don't know, these other brands, you know, like Charbroil and all that. The ones that you got to babysit the entire cook process. You can't take your eye on them because things happen. So, Traeger got a new grill. Check it out. You know, let me know what you think. But I'm not impressed by it just yet. But then again, when I brought my Pro 780, I was not impressed after I assembled it. But here we go. About 8 years later, it's the most dependable smoker that I got. That's why I never have a fear. The only way it won't work if you don't have electricity. If you got electricity, it's going to work, and it's going to work 100% of the time. I can't say anything bad about it at all. I don't care what reviews say. I'm telling you from experience. So I don't know what the reviews say. I don't care. When things work for me, it's nothing I put in a review that is false. It's always going to be true. And experience is your best teacher. It's kind of like having a professor who teaches you business finance who's never owned a business. That's crazy as hell to go trust him. I'm telling you, because if it comes to smoking food, there ain't a whole lot of things I've not done. And believe me, I've done a lot of them wrong. That's what made me an expert at it. That's what made me an expert, because I spent a lot of money on the wrong stuff, the wrong way. You name it, bad or good, I've done it. And by the time I knew what the good was, I had experienced all the bad. It is what it is. So, this is your boy DJ Leon D telling you, Traeger got a brand new smoker out. They didn't advertise it very well, because I've been going to Home Depot at least once every 2 or 3 days. I've not seen one in there just yet, even though people say they got them. I believe that they can order them, and I went to 8 different Home Depots. 8 different ones. I've not seen the Woodridge in any of them yet. And I know it's not because it's sold out, because hell, it's snowing like crazy around here. Snow season, to me, is a good season to buy a smoker. That's when a lot of new ones come out, because they want you to have it in your mind when it comes to April and you're going to purchase that new smoker, especially by Memorial Day. They know people are going to want them to get them by Memorial Day. But I've not seen one, so I've not had a chance to play with one. But I did see one and play with one And I did see one and played with one in Ace. So the new Traeger Woodridge. Take a look at it, but I'm not sure it's worth being bought just yet, unless you put it this way. If you don't own a Traeger, I probably would buy one. But I'm telling you, I would buy a 780. But if you own a Traeger already, say like a 575 or a Pro 22 or whatever, I would not upgrade unless you want Wi-Fi and you don't have Wi-Fi. So that's what I'm saying. If you don't own one, yeah, consider buying one, the Woodridge. But if you already got one, don't consider an upgrade just yet. This is your boy DJ Leon D. Peace out.